If you applied to volunteer at the FIFA World Cup 2026 in Canada, US and Mexico, then you need to watch this video. Don't skip this video. This video is for you, and watch until the end of this video. You'll thank me later. Hello guys, my name is Felix Munyeka and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this channel for the first time, please remember to subscribe, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for the support. This is my first video of the year 2026 and I'm here to share an update on the volunteer tryouts. If you applied to volunteer at the World Cup in either Canada, Mexico or USA, then definitely you need to watch this video because I'm here with an update. And of course it's January 2026, first video of the year for me, and just like many others who are out there, we applied to volunteer at the World Cup, upcoming World Cup in 2026, in various functional areas of the World Cup. And like in my case, I did my tryouts in somewhere around October. I have a video that's on my channel. You can check out the video. And by the time I'm doing this video, with the information that's available, we now know that the tryouts are done, especially in the US. Most of the host committees have done their tryouts, and yeah, I'm just here to share an update on that. So first of all, we go back to the information that is most important. Yes, so this World Cup volunteer applications hit a milestone. The first time in history, FIFA received over 1 million applications. People want to join the World Cup and volunteer in different functional areas. Over 1 million applications were received, compared to a number of only 65,000 people needed across the 16 host cities for these games. So that's a very huge margin, and the difference comparing the two. Yeah, so specifically for the US, because I'm based in the US, and I did my tryouts in New York, New Jersey. Yeah, so with those numbers, we expect about 40,000 plus volunteers to be stationed in the US, because the US has about 11 out of the 16 host cities, and then the other numbers will be spread across Canada and Mexico. Yeah, so now going through the timeline for the volunteer tryouts and the volunteer application, I'm sure trying to share this update because I've seen a lot of communication, a lot of questions that are going across social media, people trying to find out where we are in terms of these tryouts and what are the updates. So according to the timeline that was shared by for example, the host committee for the volunteer tryout team in New York and New Jersey, between obviously after the application process, between October 2025 when I did my tryouts and June 2026, January 2026, sorry, there are other cities or locations that were expected to conduct their tryouts during this period, and I think most of the cities are done with some of the information that is online. Then from December, we're expected to between December and February for role offers. So specifically, like for what role you applied, you're given your function area and where you work depending on what you applied for. So that is expected between December and February. So right now in January, I've not yet seen people have received offers yet. So we expect this to be rolled out in the coming few days or coming few weeks, because we are now in January. So between January and February, people will start receiving their roles for the upcoming World Cup. Then between March and May 2026, that's where the training now will come in for what you specifically is expected of you during that period, and what you are expected to do, and how you can give back depending on how the function area you applied for the World Cup. Then between May and June, when we are nearing the commencement of the competition, those volunteers, the 65,000 volunteers across the 16 host cities in US, Canada and Mexico, will get their gears and they'll get their final stage to get ready. So the apparel, their shifts will be given, and what is expected of you, where you'll be stationed, and all that depending with where you applied for. That's between May and June 2026, and obviously between June and July 2026, that's the tournament's time. So we'll get to receive shifts for those who will be allocated shifts and the times you are supposed to work and support the World Cup. And of course you have a good time, enjoy watching the World Cup, which will be in the backyard, and it will be once in a lifetime experience, especially for those that are new to these major events landscape. So yeah, wishing you all the best, and I hope the few information that I've shared will clear a few questions that you might have. And if you have any further questions, you can just comment on this video and I'll be able to respond. And you can see from other videos how I've been active and I've been responding to queries that have been coming through. So I'll be able to support you with that. And just like you, I'm also on this journey, anticipating and waiting for feedback regarding, trying to be part of the World Cup as a volunteer. Additionally, like I mentioned, over 1 million people applied. I don't know the specific number of people that did the tryouts, but I would assume 80% of 1 million people, that's over 800,000, went through, the tryouts or something close to that, looking for the 65,000 people across the 3 countries, 16 all cities. So I just wanted to say that it's not everyone who applied who will get a raw offer, and I think we should be ready for that, and we should be okay with that, because obviously it's a small number compared to the small number of the volunteers that are needed compared to the applications. People showing interest, which means they are looking forward to the competition, but there's a possibility you won't be selected, and we just need to accept that fact, and it's a possibility, and we need to start preparing ourselves mentally to say, okay, this might happen and this might not, and that doesn't stop you from enjoying the World Cup, because there will be other activities like fan zones where people will get to watch the World Cup, and you can also, support in a different way. So it's not everyone that who applied will be given a role, and we should be okay with that. Yes, and then on the other hand also, we have the LA 2028 Olympic Games. They opened up their volunteer portal also. You can apply for those games if you still want to have a feel of being part of a mega sports event. Yeah, I need to check out the exact numbers of the exact dates for the volunteer applications for the LA Olympic Games, but that's an opportunity also that we can look into. These are some of the biggest sports competitions in the world, so it's always good to be part of this. I'm anticipating, also I'm anxious, and hopefully I'll be selected. But if there's any development, I'll be able to share with you guys, as we are all in this together. So we'll wait and anticipate and just see how things will turn out. Right now you can register your interest to volunteer at the games. I think I'll share the link in the description of this video for where you can register your interest to volunteer at the LA 2028 Olympic Games. But the official application for the volunteering for the Olympic Games will open up in summer 2026. So you need to be on the lookout. But once you register your interest, then you can participate in leading up events or various activities that are leading up, to the volunteer applications or the Olympic Games. So just be on the lookout for this, and you can find a way on which you can support the upcoming LA 2028 Olympic Games, in addition to obviously the FIFA 2026 World Cup in US, Mexico, and Canada. With that, I just wanted to share this update regarding the FIFA World Cup, and as we anticipate the raw offers and any feedback coming from the organizing committee for those of us that applied to volunteer at the World Cup. So if you have any questions, like I said, you can just drop them in the comments and I'll be able to respond to the best of my knowledge. And on the other side, you can still subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the notification icon to receive updates on more videos that are shared on this channel. And of course, don't forget to share this video, because I think the information is important, and I have a bit of more information that I need to share leading up to the World Cup. So thank you for the support, and thank you for everyone that has been showing me love. My previous video about the tryout has 7K views, and let's get it to 10K by the time we start receiving those offers. So this has been me, Felix Samunyika, aka just Felix or Felix Official, and I sign out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.